Are you living in a simulation? What if everything you see, touch, and feel is just computer coding? Imagine your life as a video game. You're the main character, navigating levels, facing challenges, and unlocking new skills. But what if the game isn't just happening to you? What if you are the one holding the controller? You can be the player that knows they're in the game. You see the bigger picture. You understand the rules and the shortcuts. By the end of this, you won't just question reality, you'll see it differently. You'll start noticing the glitches and then the patterns in the design. You'll walk away with a whole new perspective on how to play the game of life. And free will might just be the cheat code you've been missing.
We are living in a computer-programmed reality, and the only clue we have to it is when some variable is changed and some alteration in our reality occurs.
Hello, my fellow free thinkers. Welcome back to Free Will. Today we're going to cover 3 things. 1. What the game of life entails. 2. How it is played. And 3. Why you have failed to advance. My name is Tony Scardino, and we're going to start it off with this. Have you ever felt like life is just too weird to be real? You see it's real, you feel it, you smell it, you taste it, but then every once in a while you encounter certain glitches. You'll experience déjà vu, that weird feeling that we've lived this exact moment before. You see it and you're getting this weird, whoa. Or what about the Mandela effect, where large groups of people can specifically remember something being one thing, but it actually was never that? For example, the way it got its name is people swore that they remembered Nelson Mandela dying in prison in the 1980s, but in reality, he lived till 2013. Some other examples that you'll probably relate to are certain symbols. Why do we remember certain things looking like this when they actually look like this? Or just the very times where things are happening to you or things are happening around the world and you're like, what the actual fudge is going on? What if these glitches are proof that we are living in a simulation? You can use the word simulation, or we can even think about it as a virtual reality game, right? So we know the Oculus, we put on the goggles, and then we can see a whole world and be in it just through our lenses. Because think about it. In a game, when you encounter a glitch, it's because the code isn't perfect. The game is still running, but something feels off. What if things like déjà vu and the Mandela effect are glitches in the matrix that are little reminders that everything isn't as solid as it seems? Everything you know to be true is based off of belief. You've gone through certain hardships or certain things that made you happy to develop your thought process today. The only thing that you can prove to be real is your mind. Think about it this way. The only thing you have control over, the only thing that you can prove, everything that you believe, see, feel, touch, sense, taste, anything, is because of your mind. What are you thinking? How are you feeling? This is the sole base of your consciousness. Your thought process and consciousness is the very thing that is experiencing life and that is creating it, playing the role as the character that you came here to play. If we're living in a simulation, does that mean you're an NPC, a non-playable character? So, like in the video games, when you're playing as a character and you see other characters that are just, programmed in and they're just a part of the game. Do you want to identify as an NPC that has absolutely no control over your life? You're just in the game. You wake up every day, you go to work, you do the same routine, you believe what you're told, you eat what you're fed, you take what you're given, repeating the same miserable life cycle over and over again. So are you an NPC or are you the player with free will to navigate this game however so you choose, dominating the challenges you face and achieving everything that you dream for. By the end of this episode, you're going to know. Let's break this down. If life is a video game, then we're all here to level up. Every challenge you face, whether it's a breakup, a job loss, or even a global pandemic, is just another level in this game. You don't lose when you fail a level. Just like video games, you can hit the reset button and try again. Because how many times have you faced a challenge over and over again until you finally figured it out? Maybe it was a toxic relationship or a bad habit or a fear that you had to overcome. That's the beauty of this game. It gives you second chances, infinite chances. You can replay the level you're on as many times as you need until you pass it. And this is the conscious growth. Think about concepts that we talk about of karma or dharma or the cause and effect. Is every single thing that you face, there must be a lesson learned. Because if you didn't learn the lesson, you're going to keep repeating it. If you're not learning the lesson in this relationship, you're going to keep going through it over and over again. Or if you're someone that, is a pushover, you're going to keep going over and over that lesson until you learn, okay, I need to create a boundary. I need to think for myself. I need to do this. It's every single thing you face, you will continue to tackle it until you've mastered it. You have to want to level up. You have to take control of your controller. And that's where free will comes in. If you're the player, you have the controller. You have the control. You are the one navigating what you're doing, what you're facing, how you're going to go through challenges. You are the one holding it. You can either stay stuck on the same level, blaming the game for being too hard, or you can take responsibility, learn the lesson to move forward. The choice is yours. Is the game playing you, or are you the one playing the game? And here's where a lot of us get stuck. We start comparing our level to someone else's. Maybe your friend just got a job promotion where your cousin is always out traveling. And you're sitting here thinking, why am I on this level? Because here's the thing. Everyone is on different levels. Everyone's game is different. Going back to where I was saying when we grew up and all of our belief systems were created through our environment and through the experiences we had, they're all different. We're all different people. We all went through different things. We all have different sets of parents. We all have different experiences, different friends. So our games, our levels are going to be different. You don't know what challenges they have faced, what levels they have beaten, or what levels they haven't beaten. Most of the time, your frustrations in others are because they haven't faced or beaten a level that you already have. They haven't learned the lesson that you learned yet. Think about the times where your communication with someone about a certain situation or something is you're just mind boggled by the fact that you don't understand how they could think like that. And they're thinking the same thing about you. Their mind is their truth, just like your truth is for you. And just like how you have your own controller, everyone else has their own. So I hope you're keeping up with me. We're talking metaphorically life as a video game. Just like how you have a controller, everyone else that you interact with also has a controller. We are all players. You can't force someone and tell them how to play their game. You can maybe guide or inspire them. Hey, my friend beat that level by doing this. Let me do that. But you can't take their controller and play it for them. They have the ability to willingly look at your screen to understand. So if someone wants to look up to you, they're going to look at your screen. And at the same time, you're trying to hold on to your controller. And no one can take your controller. If they try to or do, you have the power to hold on to it or take it back. It's like, when you fall into something and it's like, oh, this person's controlling my life. You have the power to take control of your life and do everything that you want to do and use your controller and play it. If you're a pushover, or if you're doing things, or if you're living life for others, you need to take that controller back because it's rightfully yours, just like how theirs is rightfully theirs. This brings in the concept of living for yourself and for no one else. When you start living off of other people's truth, you go further and further away from your own purpose. Going back to it, they have their truth off of their things that they experienced and their belief systems and their thought process, just like how you have yours. So if you're living a way that someone else is or that someone else wants you to, you are going further away from your truth and your purpose and your belief systems and your set of experiences. This is your life. And the closer we are to our trueness and our purpose, the happier we are, the higher we vibrate. So that's why the key is to focus on your game. What level are you on? What skills do you need to unlock? What is the next boss, the next challenge that you're going to face and defeat? Because when you focus on your journey, you stop wasting your energy on comparison, and that's where you start making the real progress in your life. The only way you are going to pass your level is if you are looking at your screen, no one else's. Everyone else is on a different level. You need to focus on your level. Remember, this is your game. You play it your way. And bringing in the past, present, future, this is why it's so important. This is why everyone says you need to focus on the present moment. You need to live in the now, everything in the now. Because if you're on level 10, right, and you keep thinking about level number 2, how are you going to pass level 10 if your mind is still stuck on 2? It's a completely different level. The obstacles that you're facing on this level is going to hit you straight in the face or straight in the back because you're playing it backwards. You know what I mean? If you're on a level and you need to go this way and the finish line is that way and you're doing this, all of the things, whatever is blocking your way, it's going to hit you right in the back because you're looking that way. Now, you may have learned things in level number 2, so you can defeat number 10. So there's certain lessons and skills that you developed and learned. If you need to learn how to jump dash in 2, now you can jump dash in 10, right? Those skills are then put into your DNA code. It is hardwired into you. And this is the same with the future. If you're on level number 10 and you keep thinking about level number 20 and you can't even really think about it, you're imagining what level number 20 is going to look like because you don't even know what it's going to look like yet. You're never going to pass level 10 to get to 20. You must focus on the level that you're on now, the present moment, to even know how to pass level 20 to get you there. This is why everything, progress is step by step. You have to focus on the little achievements to get you to the big one. Because the only way you're going to achieve the big one is if you go through the process of the little ones. Your present creates your future, not vice versa. Your future does not create your present. It's all in the present moment. So if you're playing the game, now you're facing this way. How are you going to pass your level if you keep looking overhead and thinking, oh, what's all that? What's over there? What is it going to look like? There's a giant hill above it, so I can't even see it, but it's over there. But I don't know because I'm going to pretend like I'm over there and this and that. You're over here. You need to focus on what's in front of you. Face forward and go. Now let's talk about cheat codes. In video games, cheat codes give you an advantage. Extra lives, unlimited resources. In the game of life, I believe that awareness and consciousness are the ultimate cheat codes. When you tap into your spiritual side, when you start following your intuition and soul, and forget about the physical and the ego, whether that's through meditation, prayer, brought up intuition, or just being in the present moment, you start to see the game for what it really is. The distractions start disappearing. The fear starts fading. The power starts beginning. You realize that you're not just a character in the game. You're the player. You're not a victim. You're a creator. You are the one creating the levels that you are facing because you know what you need to go through to get to your goals. And as a player, you have the power to change how you perceive the game for what it is. Life isn't just happening to you. Every single thing that you have gone through, no matter how terrible or traumatic, there is something valuable attached to it. What did you learn? What do you now appreciate? This brings in the yin and the yang, the positive and the negative energy. There is always both and a balance between the two. And this is where the concept, your perception creates your reality, comes in. If you perceive your life as a series of random, meaningless events, that's exactly what it's going to feel like. But if you see it as a game, a challenging, exciting, and ultimately rewarding game, you start to approach your life with a sense of curiosity and purpose. You start to take risks and try new things and embrace the unknown. That's the way you level up. The only way people make anything happen in their life, the only way they make anything change in their life, is if you take the risk to do it. It's the belief in the crazy ideas, and the unknown results. So, if this episode has sparked something in you, if you're starting to see life as a game that you can actually win, then I want you to take the next step. Even when it feels like you're losing, you try again until you win. I used to play this game called Cuphead, and it was notoriously known for having those levels where you got to just kind of keep playing it over 1,000 times until you beat the level. It would take me months, sometimes stuck on a level. But one day I defeated the whole game. And then I played the game again and defeated the whole game again. And if only we put that much focus into this game. Share this episode with someone who needs to hear it. Leave a comment and send me a message telling me what level you're on right now, what challenge you're facing right now. Because let's build a community of players who are ready to take charge of their controller. We're not just NPCs, even if they want us to be. We just need that little reminder. And if you're not already a part of the free will community, hit that subscribe button. Every week we dive into topics like this, challenging you to think outside of the box and take ownership of your life. Because at the end of the day, it's your game. Play it well. Thanks for tuning into Free Will. You can find me on all platforms at Freeing Tony. Remember, you're not just a character in the game. You're the player. So grab your controller, take a deep breath, and start playing. Be the glitch. Have a beautiful rest of the week. Keep questioning, keep growing, keep leveling up, and I'll catch you guys next time.